Hey YouTube, Rook here from Rook Geek. Goodness, my little channel on the web for all things geeky and cool. You may see something different happening right now. Because I had to take everything home to work from home, my studio has now been part of my work environment. So I have to have my work desk beside me. Instead of tearing it and breaking it down every single time I shoot a video, I figured I'll do my reviews for you guys like this. I think it would be much easier to showcase stuff with you guys. I'm using my little lapel mic here instead of using my normal big microphone, which is this bad boy right here. So I figured it might be easier for you to hear me using this one instead. It's a little bit louder than my normal microphone because I would have to mount it in a different spot. But this video is kind of, I've wanted to shoot this one ever since picking this guy up. We talked about him on a recent stream. Now, if you're not familiar with Dungeons & Dragons, which is what this video is all about, of course it's a role-playing game, basically the godfather of role-playing games. And they have some very iconic characters for Dungeons & Dragons. They brought out the Mind Flayer for Funko. They brought up Boo and Minx, or Minx and Boo, which is a character from Baldur's Gate. But one of the more iconic and more eclectic creatures in Dungeons & Dragons is something that came out very recently for Emerald City Comic Con 2020, a shared exclusive for Gamestop, and that is the Gelatinous Cube. I'm very familiar with this creature. The Gelatinous Cube doesn't normally look like this in Dungeons & Dragons. It kind of looks like this picture right here, kind of, sort of. That's kind of an artist representation of it. The actual character for Dungeons & Dragons for the Gelatinous Cube here is really a large 10-foot by 10-foot square cube. Think of it as like a Borg cube, but it's normally translucent in color. And that's kind of how you kind of get attacked by this creature. It would kind of just tumble and roll around like a big blob. That's how it would basically move after you. You normally would walk into one of these things. That's how you would normally know you're inside a gelatinous cube. It's very easy to get technically out of one of these cubes, but they do a lot of damage to you. Just kind of an info dump for you guys, because I really like getting my hands on this particular character because I'm very, very familiar with this creature in Dungeons & Dragons. Next to, let's say, an owlbear. But I'm very, very happy to pick this up and actually do a full unboxing and review for you guys. So let's take a look at the packaging on it real quick here. It has the Pop Games logo, the Dungeons & Dragons symbol there, number 576. Nice window box display. You have the iconic Gelatinous Cube right here, the all-important shared Comic-Con convention sticker right there, which is the ECCC GameStop exclusive sticker. Gelatinous Cube listed right there. A nice shot of what it would look like right there, number 576. Over here we have the Gelatinous Cube there and the top. The back of the packaging showcases the characters which I was talking about, which was the Mind Flayer, Minx and Boo, again, which is a Baldur's Gate character, and Asmodeus, which I believe is a devil or a demon. Now, before I take this guy out of the packaging, one little note here. I kind of grabbed my Bugs Bunny. I just grabbed just a random pop. I want to show you how big the packaging is here. So if we look at the packaging up close to the top, you can see the difference in size. The Gelatinous Cube has a much bigger box. If we come over here, you can see how much bigger it is for your standard size Funko box. Very, very cool how they made this one much, much larger in scale and scope compared between the two things, between the two characters, a normal Pop and in this case, the Gelatinous Cube. Again, here's another side shot so you can see what it would look like, but he is much, much bigger in scale, just so you would know. It's really precedent when you can see it from the top. That's the real takeaway here. You can see how much really bigger it really is. So that's one thing I wanted to really kind of drop so you guys will know it's a much bigger box. And I did a lot of cool things with this pop. So let's take a look. Let's crack into it right now. Again, this will be a different sort of breakdown. I don't normally shoot videos like this. So we'll take it out of the packaging. He is in a clamshell box like this. What makes this guy really neat, it's so cool holding him in your hand. He is a big cube. That's what he is. But if you notice the Gelatinous Cube, again, I'll put the picture right here. Usually all the artwork you see with a Gelatinous Cube is a skeleton usually inside one of these things. And of course, Funko took great liberty of it and they put a gigantic head. You see it's really cool. It's kind of, it looks like a sword right here. You might be able to see it this way. There's a sword sitting inside of it as well. This is a lime green color. It might not come off. It might come out, let's say, less green to you, but it's sort of almost like fluorescent. Not really fluorescent. I would say it's a deeper green. I would say lime green is a good color to use for it. He has a gigantic head here. Now this head is mounted on two peg points. You can see it right here. So they basically mounted it on these two struts inside the Gelatinous Cube. And I have these sort of textures going down the sides of the cube. like it's dripping. That's the effect they're trying to do here. But he's very, very cool, very, very heavy. He's very, very solid. You might think he's just a solid vinyl cube here, but to me, he means a lot more, because when I think of this, it gives me a lot of nostalgia going back to Dungeons and Dragons when I played it. I think we fought a couple gelatinous cubes, and they're very, very easy to get away from. They don't move very, very fast. Again, they tumble across the ground, and they fill up giant areas. Usually, adventurers will stumble, like I said to them, stumble into these creatures. I've seen DMs who put them inside pipes, and they will kind of just roll out, because the idea is they're a sneak attack, where you don't know you're attacking one until you're inside one. That's the gimmick. That's how they attack you, if you didn't know. But again, very, very cool cube. Very, very neat. I love the design for this guy. The sword, if you can't really tell here, it has like a goldish color hilt and a kind of a silver blade with a shield that looks like it's been melted away. That's another nice little touch they did with this gelatinous cube. But very, very cool, very iconic character. Love what they did with this guy here. He is pretty hard to track down now. Price, I've seen this go between $20, $25. The price point isn't too bad, but trying to find one of these is kind of difficult. I only saw one of these at a GameStop. They had another one at a second GameStop, but the box was completely destroyed. It was wrecked. So I decided to pick this up to add it to my collection, again, for more nostalgia flavor than anything else, because I am still a big D&D fan. So I hope you do like my Gelatinous Cube Emerald City Comic Con 2020 shared exclusive with GameStop. Remember to click the like button at the bottom of the page, click the subscribe button with the bell icon. When you subscribe to the channel, again, make sure you click that bell icon, because we've seen problems because of YouTube's algorithm. It's been having issues. And of course, last but not least, you always click windows over here to watch more of my content. Take care, guys. See you next video. And bye-bye.